Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 6 of season 1 of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live-action Netflix series. That kind of actually is getting easier. It's kind of rolling off the tongue now. As much as things roll off my tongue, because normally I get my words all mixed. So the last episode definitely was a departure from the story that we're accustomed to, but I'm not mad at it. The things that we were introduced, like Wang Shi Tong, which I don't think that they gave him a name, but we know him in a very different capacity, but still looked phenomenal. June, the bounty hunter, and Uncle Iroh hired her to help Zuko find the Avatar. Let's see, we also had, oh god, I'm like, oh yeah, Ko, and we had, Heibai, and we don't get enough of Heibai in the last episode, and the story is very different with Gyatso being there and helping Aang through that moment and telling him he needs to speak to Avatar Roku, which we had established on, episode 2, Warriors, when they're on Kyoshi Island, that he can only interact with them while in their shrines. And I don't know if that's something necessarily, before it was like it had to be like the solstice, and like it was only like one time a year that you could ever commune with them. So you know what, if he can like visit their shrines, great. I don't know if the shrines will always be there for him to visit. So, at some point, there's got to be a different way to commune with the past avatars. But I am so excited to get Roku. Now, the one thing I know about the storyline with going and seeing Roku is what we kind of get after that. And I'm just, the next 3 episodes are just going to be phenomenal for me. And I'm eager to get there. And having Katara and Sokka left behind, the only reason why that bothers me is because like our gang is supposed to grow together through all the adventures that they go through, but the way I see it is that they're not really going on a lot of adventures. Like, it's funny because some of the people that were at the pub when Zuko was there was being like, well, I heard about the pirates and I heard this, and it was like saying all of these storylines, that happened in the animated series. So it's like they did happen. They went there, but we just didn't see it. I definitely see Sokka and Katara growing closer together as brother and sister, and like really kind of having empathy for each other, and Aang like rescuing them, and plus the rest of the people from the village that have been taken by Ko.
What have we here?
Oh, I do not like Ko. I do not like Ko at all. He's such a great design. Like, everything about him is eerie. It is so perfect. When you have that visceral reaction to a character, whether it's animated, CGI, it does not matter. He's doing his job and he's doing it well. So definitely we're going to get to see Ko again, I'm sure. Avatar Roku. I can't tell you how excited I am to see Avatar Roku. And the fact that we got like the Avatar state on Kyoshi Island, and it was visually Kyoshi, I thought was such a smart idea. And if we get something that is Roku and is visually Roku fighting, that will make my heart soar. To where I love Kyoshi because she's a badass, and like that's the avatar I wish I could be if I were one. I think Roku is the one that has my absolute heart. He's like grandpappy. He's the great uncle. He's the one that is like, him and Uncle Iroh kind of do this in my mind as wise sages of people that I listen to what they say and I take it to heart because it's meaningful and deep, and it has, something of depth there that you can like really sink your teeth into. Now, we have Iroh and Zuko, who have hired June, the bounty hunter, to help them find Aang with her lizard. I forget what he is. I'm such a jerk. And then you think I went and looked it up before I watched this episode, but I did not. Well, there's that. I'm sure they'll say it. I don't think they've said it yet, so I really shouldn't feel that bad. But people who've watched the animated series were very excited to see him in the trailer, and I still forgot what his name was. That's going to be a little bit of an adventure with June. Hopefully they leave out certain scenes that we've gotten with June. Now, what we see is when they collide is with the fortune teller, and I don't think that that's going to be a thing. Although, I kind of really liked that storyline because it like made everybody a little crazy about what their future could be because of like this old lady, you know, giving out all these fortunes. And you know, Sokka defending science was really important to me. So I don't know where we're going to be in the mix of everybody coming together if June's going to take them to Roku, which Roku's on an island. So back on a boat, I guess, for Zuko and Iroh. And I'm very impressed by Dallas and Paul, the chemistry that they have. I believe that they are uncle nephew and that they love each other like father son. I totally get that. Like I can see it in their eyes. And I mean, oh my gosh. I love how I was so worried about Paul taking on the role of Uncle Iroh, and he's made it his own. I don't care about the timbre of his voice. I don't care if the cadence is different. He is Uncle Iroh in this scenario, and he's doing such a beautiful job. And then at the same time, at the funeral, when he's got the tears welling up in his eyes, he reminded me, I'm going to start crying. He reminded me so much of Mr. Miyagi in part 2 of The Karate Kid, and just how they're so able to portray emotion and have tears without like sobbing. It just is a welling and then a spillover and nothing else. And it is so beautiful and wonderful. And I am so impressed by Paul. I love him as Uncle Iroh, and I love Dallas as Zuko. And those are like the two people I was so just not worried. I wasn't worried, but I hold them so dear to my heart that I was like, please capture the essence of who these characters are, because that's the most important thing. And I was not disappointed. So guys, I'm really excited to get into this next episode. So let's go. It's actually that way.
We spend so much time hiding who we really are, making sure no one sees the person we truly want to be. So it's hard to remember there was a time when we were actually excited to show the world our true face.
Very impressive.
Very impressive indeed. Look at him.
There. Perfect.
I love these two together.
What is it?
Nothing. Your gauntlets are laced incorrectly, but no one will notice.
What? Help me fix it.
He wants it perfect. It's a big
I
day.
remember my first War Council meeting. They were smaller affairs back then, more private.
War Council meeting.
Ozai, however, seems to enjoy having an audience.
Father says he welcomes different opinions.
I'd advise against testing that.
Yeah.
Best to observe and learn for now.
Get ready.
How do I look?
Wonderful.
Like a prince.
Yeah.
I am in charge of this mission.
Not anymore.
I am the commander of this ship.
Not anymore.
And I am an admiral.
Yep.
Fire Lord Ozai saw fit to put me in charge of all operations related to the capture of the Avatar.
I hope you choke on your aspirations.
I'll come by later to discuss a few personnel changes I'd like to make. Until then, carry on.
Did he just do this to the prince? Yikes.
We've had to put up with his insults and abuse and tantrums.
Yeah.
He doesn't care what we've had to sacrifice because he's never had to sacrifice anything. And if you ask anyone here, they'll tell you he may be a prince, but he's not our prince.
Oh. Chops has spoken.
I know Zuko has his rough edges, but you must understand, he's been through a lot.
Yeah.
And he knows far more about sacrifice than you can ever know.
Yeah. Are we gonna get a storm? Oh my god. I didn't even read what the title of the episode was. Probably should have done that, and I was too busy messing around. We'll get it here, though. Masks. Certain mask in particular? Oh my god, look at that. I know we saw it in the trailer, but that is stunning. Wow. I can't believe I'm actually seeing this. Oh, look at the set design. Oh, this is stunning. Hello.
Greetings, wise sages. My name is Aang, and I'm here to visit the Shrine of Avatar Roku. You see, I'm the Avatar.
Plays that card.
We know.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot.
Wait!
Their allegiance is... Yeah. Their allegiance is to the Fire Nation instead of to the Avatar, which is what it's supposed to be.
I'm a friend.
Mm-hmm.
This will take us to Avatar Roku's shrine.
Come on, go! Andale, 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 andale! It's funny, I know how it's gonna go, and I'm still getting worked up. Hey, girl.
Oh, easy, girl.
Oh, what's her name?
Okay, Nyla.
Nyla. But I forgot what the type of animal is.
Step aside.
I can't do that.
He'll die for the Avatar.
And you shall burn, along with the rest of the non-believers.
Roku, I'm so excited!
Who dares disturb the peace of the Avatar?
The Avatar.
Is it not customary to bow before your elders and to avert your eyes and hop on one leg?
He's just messing with them now.
Forgive me, I couldn't resist. It's good to see you, Aang. But what took you so long?
After Kyoshi told me that I need to figure things out on my own.
Sounds like her.
It does indeed.
Kyoshi has always been kind of... Oh my god, did they have their chi blocked?
Paralyzed.
What are we looking at? Oh, I totally forgot about June. I was thinking somehow Ty Lee was here.
Everything's gonna be fine.
I totally forgot about that. I like how they're intertwining these stories, though. It's working really, really well for me.
You actually got him.
But
Feel free to count.
they were on an island. How did she get there?
On a boat! Everybody look at me, cause I'm sailing on a boat!
Do you know what it's like to have people depending on you?
I do.
Then please, let me save them.
No.
You couldn't have always been this way. What happened to you?
God.
The Earth Kingdom's forces are concentrated along the southern coast.
If you send them into the heart of the forces, how will they retreat?
They won't.
But they'll be lost. You're gonna sacrifice them.
Sacrifice is a part of war.
You're such a good boy.
What division do you suggest?
The 41st. They're mostly new recruits. They're expendable.
It's a terrible plan.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say?
Soldiers are gonna die, and for what? It's unworthy of a Fire Nation officer.
You dare question?
Enough!
There is only one way to resolve this. Agni Kai.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, try not to cry. Get yourself together, girl. Not shocked.
You know who I am? Of course we do.
This guy.
Just as we all know you're in defiance of my orders. We'll take the Avatar.
Over my dead body.
I wouldn't say that.
Tempting.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Oh!
the Yuyan archers, they can shoot the wings off a glowfly.
Yeah.
1,000 paces.
They're pretty amazing.
I'm sure the Fire Lord is eager to take possession of his prize, and I don't want him to be disappointed any more than he already has been.
Oh, God, I hate Zhao so much. I'm so fiercely protective of Zuko.
Right now, Zhao has the upper hand, but sooner or later, he'll make a mistake, and that's when we can make our move. Until then, patience.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh my god. I love Uncle Iroh. He's so good for you, Zuko. I never get tired of hearing the Fire Nation music.
You have to let me go.
No. There are 4 guards, not 3, and Both his hands and his feet are shackled. Make sure you get it right.
You get it very, very right. So then when he escapes, you look like an idiot. Good for you. Sorry, Admiral. Sorry, not sorry.
Blow all the hot air you want. It won't change your fate.
What are you doing? Don't write that down.
No, everything. All the details.
There will be mighty battles to be fought. But not tonight. Tonight, we will celebrate!
You don't think there'll be a battle tonight?
Of the Fire Nation!
Oh, enjoy this moment. It will be fleeting. Savor that flavor, Zhao. Savor that flavor. I'm so ready for the blue spirit.
Did you get everything?
You know it, as much wine as I could haul.
To celebrate.
Gonna be some night, huh?
Oh. I hope y'all drink like crazy, and then you can't fight. So cool. I love seeing this stuff. Hey there, Zuko baby. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this. It's one of my favorite scenes from like the first season. First time I was ever gobsmacked.
Who's there?
Oh my gosh, it's like frame by frame exactly like the animated series. Oh, my face hurts from smiling.
Sound the alarm.
Nice. Boom.
Who are you? Run now. Talk later.
Yep. Yep. Let's go. Great shot. Oh my god, I have been dying for this scene.
Make sure to include the full transcript of my speech, but change loyal to faithful.
Now, is that loyal or faithful, sir?
I love this for you, Zhao. I love this for you.
The Avatar has escaped!
Make sure you write that down, you know, guy, and make sure that that gets to the Fire Lord. Oh. So amazing! Nice! Oh my god! Fighting together. So cool. Oh my gosh, the ladder scene. This blew my mind in the animated series. I can't believe they're actually gonna do it.
Pop on!
Look at this teamwork. Ah, I loved this. Oh, yep, I forgot about that.
I need the Avatar alive.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Oh god, don't make him bleed.
Open the gate!
Sold it though. Sold it. Yeah, if the Avatar dies and is not recreated, repurposed, recoil, reflex, reincarnated. Wow, it took me a second to get there. Yeah, good luck finding him then.
Take him out.
Oh. Good job, Aang.
Can I ask you something? Might be a little personal. Goat hair or rabbit? Your calligraphy brush. Goat hair or rabbit?
Huh.
Your characters are so neat. I could never get mine like that.
What a compliment.
Monks used to say lemur droppings were more legible than my brushstrokes.
My teachers made me practice every morning. I wasn't allowed to do any fight training until I had done 100 vertical strokes and 100 horizontal.
Me too. Except mine were for spiritual studies. A lot of the time when I was supposed to be meditating, I was actually sleeping. I always got caught. Probably didn't help that I snored. Maybe you don't have to be like the other firebenders. Maybe you could be better than them. You know what the Fire Lord is doing is wrong. So you don't have to be like him. You can show some compassion.
How dare you? I'm the crown prince of the Fire Nation, and my father is a great man. Compassion? Compassion is a sign of weakness.
No, it's not. Kiddo.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I have a feeling you've been hurt more than enough.
Prepare yourself.
Oh, Daniel, take him.
I'm here to duel General Lee.
My strategy. My military, that's what you have insulted.
Forgive me, Father. I meant no disrespect.
Rise! Brother, don't do this. He's your son.
We'll see. Rise and fight, Prince Zuko, so you can learn some respect.
Oh my god.
Is this everything? Give me everything!
Oh, you're such a good boy.
Compassion is a sign of weakness.
It's not. Sorry, Zuko.
If we knew each other back then, do you think we could have been friends?
You should turn in, sir. Any sign of the prince, we'll let you know.
Thank you, Lieutenant. But I'll wait a little longer.
Maybe Chops will understand Zuko.
You're wrong, you know, about him not caring. If anything, Zuko cares too much. Especially about the people on this ship.
Of course, sir.
Have you ever wondered how you and the others were assigned this mission?
Oh, because they were in the original regiment.
I've sheltered you, and it's made you soft like your mother. You will leave here immediately, and you are not to return until you have conquered the greatest remaining threat to our nation's destiny. You will find, capture, and bring me the Avatar.
Impossible task.
You are not to set a foot within our borders until this task is completed, under threat of the severest of penalties.
Ozai, you can't!
Brother, it's done.
Take the 41st with you.
Oh, and since you're so concerned with the 41st Division, take them with you as your crew.
He saved their lives.
The 40th.
Yeah, it was you.
We're the 41st.
Yeah.
And you're all alive because of my nephew's sacrifice. It's him. Drop the lines. I'm not going to ask you where you went. But in the future, nephew, I would appreciate it if you let me know whether or not you're still alive. There actually are a few of us who care about such things.
Attention! Our prince has returned.
What's going on?
They must have missed you at music night.
Such a good kid. God, I love Uncle Iroh.
It's amazing how far we'll go to hide our true selves from the world. Perhaps it's because we don't want people to know how much they really mean to us. Which is funny, because the truth is, we would do anything for them.
Yeah. Like our boy Appa, for sure. Katara, Sokka, Momo.
But I suppose it can be scary to admit you need people. Some might see that as a weakness, a liability.
Like Roku said.
After all, what greater pain is there than losing someone you love? Or worse, finding out someone you love has left you behind.
Once I save my friends, I want more time.
Oh my god.
I guess that's why we feel the need to hide away and protect ourselves. So we put on a mask. It's not hard to understand why. What's hard is knowing that sometimes the mask is who we really are.
Oh my gosh, the 2 more episodes to go at the end of that like makes my heart hurt because this is so wonderful. It's so wonderful. Okay, I knew the Agni Kai was going to be hard for me to watch, but one of my favorite things about Zuko is that he is a compassionate, kind person at heart. He just strives to be not that person because his father sees it as a weakness. And it's the same thing with Azula and wanting to practice to be perfect, is because if you're not perfect, are you even worthy? You know, if you're weak, are you even worthy? And that is just so abusive and so sad. The expectation that Ozai puts on his kids. It seemed like he was kind of having a hard time with hurting Zuko, but so what? You're doing it anyway. I don't really care about the pain that it put you through. It's not something that needed to be done. You know, Zuko having compassion is, again, not a weakness, it's a strength. Not wanting to sacrifice the 41st and saying that it wasn't a good plan, I don't think is disrespectful, but Ozai can't have his own son saying those things in front of his generals. And, you know, I've been very harsh on Chops, you know, but like Zuko has not been kind to him either. And, you know, that's what he thinks the leader is someone who barks orders and isn't kind and isn't compassionate and isn't nice. And, you know, we saw him looking at the group in the previous episode and them having fun together, and he was just kind of standing off to the side. And he really is protecting himself from caring about people, but also, you know, he thinks love is a weakness. He thinks friendship is a weakness. Kindness is a weakness. And it's all because of his father. And when his father states, like, you're soft just like your mother, to me, that's a beautiful thing. You know, I think balance is great, but I think that him taking more after his mother than his father is good for him. And, you know, we see Azula wanting to take after her father a lot because it's all about approval and being perfect and somehow having worthiness. I absolutely loved the moment that we got with Aang and Zuko. And, you know, in the animated series, it's very fleeting, but we still get that line. If things had been different, do you think we would have been friends? When Aang remembers Kuzan. And definitely Zuko getting mad about that and getting angry about that, because I think the truth is Zuko knows it's a yes, but he can't let Aang know that. He can't say that to him. You know, he has to continue to have the front that he is this fierce Fire Nation warrior. I absolutely love the Blue Spirit scenes. What we got, the recreation of that fight, was absolutely wonderful. It was perfect. I will say that it is very dark, so if they're also saying that this is getting the Game of Thrones treatment, it is very much to have things really dark, so it is hard to see, and you could probably hide a lot of CGI with that. But you know, I got the ladders, which I thought was absolutely phenomenal in the animated series. I was blown away by it. I was blown away by the blue spirit, and I didn't really know if that was Zuko or not in the animated series until the reveal, and I was just flabbergasted. I was so excited. But like, just like the boy that I know Zuko to be was revealed in that episode. And you know, you always saw that like he was fighting with the kindness and the compassion, and he was always fighting with the person who he really is. And that like just made my heart skip a beat, that knowing my boy, the one that I believe in and that I know is a good person, was proving that he was. And he was still doing it because, you know, he wanted to be the one to take the Avatar to his father, because then it's presenting his father with this impossible task. The Avatar was lost. There was no reason to think that Zuko would ever find the Avatar. And, you know, he's this much closer to proving that he's not weak and that he can do it and people can change, and proving that if you give them an opportunity, they will show you that they're strong. And, you know, the every time the Aang escapes, you know, that just either infuriates Zuko more or pushes him even harder to want to capture the Avatar, and I love that moment between him and Aang, and we did not get that in the animated series, and I think we are better for this version. The expectation of, you know, Roku, he was a lot lighter and happier than I remember him being. Not that he wasn't that way, but like he wasn't like kind of like fun. He was just a wise old Avatar. And, you know, he had fun with Aang, and that was nice. That's kind of what I wanted from Boomy, and I get that Boomy doesn't really fit in this world that way anymore. Thank you for my editor, Nathanael, pointing that out to me. But, you know, I loved getting that moment with Roku and the Fire Sages. And I was like really like wondering, I was like, how are we going to get him to be captured for the blue spirit? And I totally forgot about June in that moment. I was just like, oh, they're paralyzed. They've had their cheese blocked. And, or as everyone knows that I say that they have blocked cheese. Now it's something that I feel like I have to say because like I own it. But like I was just like, oh my God, Ty Lee and Azula are here. And no, that wasn't the case. I totally forgot about June and Nyla and the paralyzing that Nyla can do. I like the way that played out. Now I'm a little confused as how she got to the island with Nyla. Like, you know, was there a boat? I don't know. But you know what? I'll overlook it. Just, we don't have to watch everybody's journey from point A to point B every single time, but I'm just like, that was an island. I don't know. Aang had to fly there. How did June get there? And also Aang's not flying. I know that there's some people that were like kind of bummed that he had flight, which he does not. You can see the air moving around his body when he's moving, and you could see it in this too around the glider, that he's able to keep pushing because of that. And we've seen that plenty of times in the animated series, but he is not untethered. He is not one without weight. So the Guru Lahima of it all is not happening when it comes to Aang in this series. But I love the connection with totems, and that they were all there in Roku's temple, and that we did not get a destruction of Roku's temple. That makes me very happy because that was heartbreaking to watch in the animated series. But that, you know, there are parts of previous avatars that are there for Aang in the future if he decides to go back to Roku's temple again. I like that connection with Ko and like family, and how that's the one thing that everybody wants is family. And, you know, Avatar Roku kind of echoing that, like, friends and loved ones are liabilities. We saw that with Karuk and his loved one. And I know that in the future we'll get more on that for sure in different storylines. But then to have it kind of echoed that it is okay to rely on family and people that you love, and that it's a strength, and that love makes you stronger. You know, showing compassion makes you stronger. It is not a weakness. And while some people might see loved ones as a liability, it's also a way to protect themselves from being hurt. You know, if anything, the Avatar is hope, and what is hope but love? So I was really happy to see all of that. So there's definitely more to come. We have 2 more episodes left. That really hurt my heart to see that at the bottom of the screen. Netflix like really knows how to just be like, hey, guess what? 2 more, and then you have no more for, I'd guess, at least 1.5 years, 2 years before season 2, which I highly doubt we're not getting a season 2. I know that there are definitely some people, and I try to ignore a lot of opinions. I haven't watched other reactions, mostly because I don't want to hear other reactors' opinions about storylines. I don't want it to influence me. But, you know, I do see certain comments of people that are disappointed in certain things, and like I was with Boomy. And again, it's managing the expectations, but, you know, so far, I feel like this is capturing all the stuff that I loved about the animated series, but it's pivoting and doing it in a different way. And I love the way that they're telling the story. And I love the way that we are getting our characters like growth in different ways, especially the whole Aang Zuko parallels and them going through things and feeling loss. And I'm genuinely enjoying this series, especially someone who is deeply in love with the original characters, storylines, medium, all of that. Like it is part of me and it lives inside of me, and that's why this is as touching as it is because the way it's presented I think is absolutely beautiful, and I am thoroughly enjoying myself in the way it's being presented. But guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon, as well as the entire Avatar reactions for the original animated series. I am on season 4 of Korra on Patreon if you want to jump over there. Season 4 will be starting to land on YouTube soon. So, or it probably, as this has come out, it probably is running concurrently with Avatar. So I really highly suggest watching the animated series. It is such an easy watch. After seeing this, you'll see why it's so meaningful to everybody and why characters are so near and dear to our hearts. And I think everyone, I feel like I'm gifting stuffed appas to everyone I know that's having a baby, and they might not even know what the hell they are, but I'm hoping that like it gets worn and like there's snot and all sorts of stuff that make this like a crusty appa that one day the little kid will like look at it and just go, what's this? And want to seek out the show without, you know, me inundating. Although my coworker's daughter, I keep, every time I see her, I'm like, can you say Obi-Wan Kenobi? I'm hoping it's her first word. I'll probably get in trouble for it, but I'm hoping. That's how you get kiddos started into fandoms. It's just like they grow up going, I don't know what an appa is, but I had one growing up. Let me find out. But I feel like every kid could get something from that, whether they're young, you know, they'll get lessons in friendship and love and adventure. And then when you get older and it hits a little bit deeper, especially the more, you know, kids mature. I mean, being an older person that watched it, I could see it from a kid's perspective, but I'm also seeing it from, you know, a perspective of I don't want to say as a mother because I'm not one, but as an aunt, but I could see from a motherly perspective that they are children and like having empathy for them. And I'm really very much, I think that this cast is amazing. And they're doing such a great job. They are not seasoned actors, and that is okay. The dialogue sometimes is like rough, and that is okay. To expect perfection, that's setting the bar incredibly high, and it was already high considering that we all love the animated series. So again, please practice compassion and be easy on these kids. But, you know, remember to like, subscribe, and show me some compassion. But leave some comments down below of what you thought of this episode, because I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I love the blue spirit aspect of it. I love Aang and Zuko's, you know, relationship bonding moment that they had. I don't know if it's bonding, but it's definitely a better understanding of each other, I think. You know, seeing how important Uncle Iroh is to Zuko, and, you know, seeing that Zuko is a compassionate, loving boy, and you know, he's just been through a lot. And trauma will do that to you. And, you know, if you don't learn compassion from watching Avatar, you know, that's the one thing that it teaches the most is love, hope, and compassion. So guys, come back here for the last 2 episodes. I am so excited to watch them. I'll be so sad when it's over, but I'll be so happy that I watched it because I am having such a good time. So, okay, guys. Yip, and I'll see ya.